All right, so in this video, we're going to walk you through our Trojan selling calculator. So if you're selling physical products in 2025 and you're not using this method of selling, you're literally leaving easy money on the table. So this is a method of selling, how you can charge more for your product without changing it. You don't have to spend any more money on ads. You don't have to hire an agency or anything like that. So if you are an e-commerce brand, you should be using this calculator and this method of selling before you start another campaign. In this video, we're going to walk through this calculator and just show you how much of a no-brainer this method is. So, Peter, do you want to just introduce people to what Trojan selling is quickly, and then we'll just walk people through how cool this calculator is and just show you its power?
Absolutely, Alex. Well, thank you. So, Trojan selling method, it is trust-based selling fundamentally at its heart, right? So, in phase number one, it's divided up in three phases. Phase number one is see it. This is where your customers see the product, they get introduced to the product, right? We then, as sellers, we make a no-brainer offer. We basically invite them to use it. And this is when they move to phase number two. And inside the use it phase, there's just so many wow moments, so many touch points, so many experiences that that customer has with the product that by the time it comes to them to make the payment, they are in love with it. And they literally, they check out and then they move to the share it phase. And this is where they just basically give back all that good experiences that we've shared with them. They give that back in terms of they share it with their friends and they promote it, and we reward them as collaborators, as ambassadors of our product, right? And you might be thinking, that sounds all great in theory, but like, does this actually work? Well, I'm here to tell you it actually does work because we've been applying this inside one of our own brands, Apex, for the past number of months, and we've had tremendous success. And that's what led us to build this system and ultimately this calculator. So
Yep.
let's just have a
Yep.
quick look here.
Yeah, we'll so do a quick run through this calculator and show people just how powerful it is. And guys, we'll also leave a link below this video so you can get access to this calculator, so you can run the numbers yourself on your own products and in your own brand. So let's just dive in and let's plug some numbers in.
Okay, Alex, brilliant. So look, this is where you enter your website figures, right? So let's just take, for example, a website that has 1,000 monthly visitors. You spend about £900 on paid advertising. Now, you don't have to have paid ads, but let's just say you do in this case. And you have a conversion rate of 1.46%, right? Well, actually, let's just reduce that a bit because again, these numbers need to make sense, right? For the product we're selling. So let's say you have a conversion rate of 1.46% and it's costing you £20 to acquire a customer, right? That would be about right. Now, if you implement the Trojan selling method, we have seen there's an average uplift in conversion. So we're just going to pick a conversion uplift of 100%. So your conversion rate goes from 1.46% to 2.92%. And the reason for that is simple. You are completely reducing the barriers of entry for a consumer to say yes to your product. You're basically just inviting them to use your product. So that yes is much easier than saying, hey, pay me in full for my product and use it. And if you don't like it, well, good luck getting a refund. That is not the case here. It's trust-based. We completely flipped the trust in the customer's favor. So that will see an increase in conversion. And that you could have that at 80%. You could actually, we've seen people get 120. So we can move that around. But let's just say, for example, let's just leave it at 100% for now, right? Now, cost of manufacture and item sales price, right? So £40 basically to manufacture the item, £90 selling price, right? When you implement this system, you can increase the sale price of your product, right? So in this case, we've increased the selling price by 20%, right? Likewise, the trial deposit, this is what we like to call the shipping and handling, right? Because people, when they give you money, they want it to make sense, right? So in order for the trial to feel like a gift, the trial deposit has to really cover shipping and handling, right? So in this case, that's £10. Now, straight away, if we just look at the numbers here, we can see instead we got 15 sales using the old method. We got 29 trial signups using the TSM method, right? Now, if we look at trial success, because you're thinking, okay, well, look, if I give 28 units out on trial, what is not everyone's going to want to keep the product. Well, I'm here to let you know that inside Apex, we have a 100% success rate, right? Nevertheless, let's assume 95% of people keep the product. We could even go lower, but let's just leave it 95 for the moment, right? Which means we have successful trial of 28, right? We've revenue up front, we've revenue collected after the trial, and we have total revenue, right? Straight away, we can see without TSM, 1350 is our total revenue. With TSM, it's 2989, right? Let's just go straight down here and we have a look at our ACOS. ACOS pre-TSM, 22%. ACOS with TSM, 10%. Ultimately, our growth in customers is 13, and our net profit goes from 451 to 1533, right? Um, a new profit using TSM is just about 1100 pounds, right? Now, we can change these. So let's see, I don't know what the numbers will look like here at the moment. Even if 70%, if only, sorry, 70% of our customers, our trial customers, choose to keep the product, we still make a return. We can even
Yeah.
lower that. Let's see a bit more.
But
65.
but it's probably worth pointing out here that like if if you have a trial success rate of like 60% or less, then it's not a problem with our system here. It's a problem with your products. It's highlighting the fact that, you know, if you're sending out these products to your products customers and only 60% are keeping that product, um, and there's 40% sending them back, then it's kind of highlighting there's an issue with your product, some part of the product, not our trial. Because like Peter said, we've had literally 100% success rate with this,
100,
with the
100.
Apex. So this kind of works with, I mean, this isn't supposed to be for every single product or brand out there, every single e-commerce seller, because it probably wouldn't work with something that is like an impulse buy that's like £10. It has to have some sort of hesitation or pain associated with buying a product that your customer would go through. So, say for example, you buy a vacuum cleaner. That's an example we've used before. Like it's quite a high investment for somebody, or even a bed mattress. Like you want to be making sure that you're making the right buying decision, right? So there is like that hesitation and that feeling of the customer of like, oh, am I buying the right thing here? What happens if I buy it and I want to send it back or I don't like it for some reason, which can happen or has happened in the past with different types and styles of products. But with this, what we're literally saying is like, tell your customers to try the product first, before they fully commit to it. And if at any point in that trial period, whatever it is that you set that at, we've got it currently at 30 days, um, they can send that product back if they don't like it or if it's just not to their standards. But if you have a premium product that you believe in, you shouldn't have that problem at all. And what we found is, and our logic is that like more people are going to take you up on the trial offer than they would if that wasn't there.
Absolutely.
So you're going to get more customers on the front end. And if you do, if you stay in contact with these customers throughout those 30 days and you give them like a wow experience with a very good product, which I'm sure you have got a really good product, your returns should be very low, if not nothing, like the same as what you would have anyway.
Mm. 100%, Alex, 100%. And it's also worth pointing out as well, um, if you look at this system and the way we've designed it is that we're banking on the law of reciprocity. So in terms of reciprocity, people want to give back to those who give to them. And the phase that begins, the third phase, is the shared phase, which leads right back to the see it phase. But this is where our customers get the opportunity to basically tell others about our product, right? So we've been very conservative here. We've said 10% of our customers refer our product to their friends, right? And they do this twice, okay? But you can straight away see that even just by banking on the share it model, so the just sharing and promoting your product, you get 256 new customers over a year. This system compounds upon itself. So you should see your ACOS drop on the front end as well.
Yep. Yep. Awesome. I think like that's enough of a tease for people. If you guys want to get hold of this calculator, there'll be a link below this video where you can get it for free, along with an implementation guide of how to implement this whole Trojan selling system.
Mhm.
Uh, and depending on when you're watching this, right now we are in the beta stage of launching this out to the public. So we're actually looking for brands, e-commerce, Shopify brands who want to work with us to implement the TSM method in their business. And there will also be an application link below this video, which you can just fill out a few short questions so we can check out what your product is selling and see if it's a good match. But other than that, hope you enjoyed it. Go and get that calculator and see you soon.
Take care, folks.